Welcome to Auction Version 4, the event management software tool from Auction Systems. In this tutorial, I will show you the participation settings. In participation settings, you can set defaults to help you manage people who are attending your event. To change or add participation settings, from the main home task ribbon, choose Settings. For the setting type, click Participation Settings. These are the participation settings with the panels closed. The participation settings are Entrees, which are meal choices, Groups, which is a way to track individuals or couples who want to sit together at the event prior to assigning tables, and Tables. A summary of settings for each of these will appear on the right of each closed panel. This is the Open Entree panel. If you are having a sit-down dinner where the guests have to choose which entree they prefer, you can set the entree choices here. You may list up to 4 different entree choices. The next panel is for Groups. Groups allow you to track people from different records who want to sit together at the event. This is especially helpful when assigning tables. You can put all the people who are in different name records who would like to sit together into a group. In that attendance panel of each person of their name entry form, you can select the group the person is with. Then, when assigning people to tables in Event Prep, on the main home task ribbon, sort the people that need table assignments by their group requests, and then easily see who should be put together at a table. Name the groups here in Settings. Group Notes is about the group itself, not about the individuals in the group. Let's say the group called Authors needs to be very close to the stage or podium because some of the speakers will be in this group. Enter something like Near Stage in the Group Notes. When you're assigning tables, you can first print a report of the attendees in each group and include the group notes. Use this report to help you assign tables in Event Prep, and based on the group notes in this example, you can pick a table for this authors group that is near the stage. Finally, we have table settings. In this screen, you can add 1 table to your list of tables, and you can also add 10 tables at a time. When you add 1 table or 10 tables, Auction will give each table a numerical table name and include leading zeros as part of that name, and give the table the corresponding table ID, which will not have leading zeros. It will also set the number of seats at a table based on what you put in this field. If most of your tables have 10 seats at them, put 10 in this field, and when you add a table or add 10 tables at a time, they will each have 10 seats at them. But once the table is added to the list, if a specific table has more or less seats at it, you can change it here on a table-by-table basis. What is the difference between table name and table ID? Table name can be a number, a text, or a combination. As you can see here, the table name originally was probably 001, and it is at position 1, or table ID 1, in the ballroom. The table name 001 was changed to Holiday because either the holidays are the table hosts, they bought the entire table, or are the sponsors of the table. You don't have to put the table name as something other than its table ID with leading zeros, but you can. Table ID is the number on the table. When a guest at this table checks in at the event, hand them a name tag or a bid paddle with a label that includes their name, their bid number, and their table ID, so they know which table to sit at. If you choose, you can have Auction make table placards or signs that include the table ID and the table name if different. And if the table is sponsored by a company or organization that is different than the table name, and you want to include the sponsor's name and logo on the placard, click the sponsor's name button to record the sponsor's name and upload the logo. Tables can use the same table ID. For most gala events, you wouldn't want to do this, but it is possible. For example, if someone bought more than 1 table and doesn't let you know who will be sitting at each of their tables, you can name the tables, for example, Mountain Bank A, Mountain Bank B, and Mountain Bank C, and put them all at table ID 5. Print a placard for each table that all say Table 5, and place them at adjacent tables in the ballroom. This is rare, but it's possible if you need it. A more common reason to give tables duplicate ID numbers is if you are using Auction to manage a golf tournament. If that golf tournament event has a shotgun start where each foursome is teeing off at different holes at the start of the tournament, If there are more than 18 foursomes, you will have more than one foursome starting at the same hole. You can use table names to name the foursome, such as the Smith team or the Mountain Bank team, and use table ID to designate which hole is the starting hole for each team. Both the Smith team and the Mountain Bank team can both start at hole 15. Both teams would have 15 as their ID, and you can print that information on a label or a name tag. If you have used numbers for your table names and then decide to change the number of the ID because you want to move people that were at table 12 to the table at position 15, rather than moving people out of one table and moving them back into another, you can re-ID the table from 12 to 15. Make sure you re-ID the table that was at 15 to its new position, etc. And then click Use IDs to rename tables. It will then change the table name of the table that was called 012 to 015. If the table had an alpha name like Holiday, clicking this button will remove the and replace it with 001, which corresponds to the table ID. Thank you for joining us.